Welcome to Mark's Moving TV. My name is Mark Silverman, president of Mark's Moving and Storage. Today we're going to introduce one of our strategic partners, Preben Christensen. Good morning, Preben.
Good morning, Mark. How are you
Nice to
today?
see you. I'm doing excellent.
Thank you.
So I know you have a fantastic business right here in Westboro, Remax Executive. Tell me a little bit about the company.
Well, the company Remax Executive was started in Hopkinton. It was started by Chuck Joseph and Bill Wright, and recently got increased with the addition of our offices here in Westboro, Framingham, and Natick. We were Remax Best Choice, and we've merged recently, and so now we're 9 offices strong.
Fantastic. Well, I know we work with you quite a bit, and all of your clients seem thrilled, but knowing that there are so many realtors out there, how do you differentiate yourself? Why are people choosing you over the others?
Well, we look at our longevity in the business. We pride ourselves on doing the right thing for people. We pride ourselves on being honest and forthright with people. My wife, Mary, has been in the business pretty much as long as I have. Her parents started a business here in Westboro, the Bob and Lee Matthew Realtors Company, and she ran that company for many years. My mother was in the real estate business, so I grew up.
It's in your blood.
It's in our blood. It's a family business. Growing up, both of us can recall talking about real estate around the dining table and so forth. And although I had a background as a child or younger person, in cars, I enjoyed cars. Real estate was always there. So when my wife and I met, we said, let's get together and have a team. Right now we have a team of 4 people. It's my wife, Mary, myself. Joanne Fontaine has been on our team for close to 15 years, and Laura Verzi Estefan is on our team as well. So we have a team approach, and of course we use the latest in technology. One of the things that people really enjoy about our marketing is we use a product called Matterport, where it's an interactive and virtual walkthrough through the properties, and it keeps people engaged with each property.
And how many years have you been doing this now?
Well, I got my license in 1974, I believe it was. So
A few years ago.
A few years ago.
We'll do the math. It equals a long time.
A long time.
So what have you seen as the major changes? You were just talking about some technology you use. I'm sure that comes into play, but tell me how the real estate industry is different now than it was 35 years ago, 40 years ago.
Well, back when we first started in real estate, we had the multiple listing book. So everyone likes the multiple listing, the MLS. So it used to come out.
That big
it was a large printed book, and you would come in and see me, and I might slide the book over across the table to you, and I might even let you take it overnight. But you had to have it back to me first thing in the morning. And that was before computers. That was before we had any kind of instant access to information.
So people were shopping like in a catalog,
Yes,
turning
sir.
the pages.
Yeah, black and white photos with just a few, we do just one photo actually. And it took a lot more on our part as an agent to try to focus on what exactly it is that the buyer wanted and so forth. Today, the buyer comes to us with an awful lot of information, and sellers too. They come to us with an awful lot of information that they've already gathered by looking online.
So for people trying to sell their homes or buy a home, give them some advice, both a buyer and a seller.
So from a seller, preparing the property and having it properly priced and prepared for the marketplace is one of the things that we do. My wife and I often go in sometimes a year or 2 ahead of the actual move to talk about and consult with the client. What's the best thing to do? Should we paint this room? Should we replace the carpeting, or should we go with hardwood? How does this property stand up? Although we're not home inspectors, we've been on many home inspections, so we can sometimes see things that might be glaring. Front step is pulling away from the house, or there's rotted wood around the front door. Obviously, those are 2 of the things that people will see immediately when they come up, and they'll make a determination, do they like this property, right? First impressions. So those are things that we try to talk about. As far as a buyer goes, we have good conversations with our partners, both in the mortgage industry and in the home inspection industry, and in the getting someone pre-qualified and getting them ready to understand what's going to happen as they go through that buying process.
So I know a lot of times your clients, when they're selling, they'll call us, they'll have us come in and take out some of the extra things that aren't really needed to help stage the house. Is that a common practice prior to the house being listed?
Absolutely, and you folks have been wonderful, both in that pre-list area where we get people to take their some of their things out of their property so that the property looks a little bigger, staged a little bit more, appealing. And then finally, when we do sell the property, you folks have come in and, my clients rave about your services, and we appreciate your services for our clients to get them moved and have it happen seamlessly.
Well, it's been a great partnership. If people do need advice from you, should they be calling you, going on your website? What's the best way for people to contact you?
You can always reach us through my website, www.homesinmass.com. All of our information is on there. Of course, you could just Google my name, which is a little bit unusual. Having a name like Preben, you can pretty much put that in, and I'm going to pop up as a realtor.
Is that your real name, or is that just a marketing idea?
No, I was born in Denmark. It would be a great marketing idea. No, I was born in Denmark, so I'm an import.
Some guys wear big hats, some guys change their names, but so no one's going to get you confused with any other Preben.
No.
So what do you find most challenging about the industry? What do you wake up and go, oh, this is going to be a tough one? What challenges do you have in your industry?
Well, every homeowner, let's face it, thinks that their property is a castle, and they want to make sure that they have every bit of information available for us to market the property. Sometimes all of that information needs to be molded so that the buyer can have a good look at the property and still understand and have something to discover when they get to the property. Challenges today, we need good listings. We need good marketable listings that are prepared for the property. There still is a buyer demand for good property. Interest rates, as you know, are very low, so that's attractive. The economy at the time right now is doing very well. So we see that people are indeed interested still in purchasing. And
so it's tough to get adequate inventory at this point.
We need good inventory, absolutely, yeah. But we're always looking for good listings, and obviously we go back and talk to the clients that we've already helped, try to get them to understand that maybe it's time to move. I've had the opportunity, being so long in the industry, that I've helped both parents and children of the same families to make a move.
So when you first go and look at a home, you said often everyone, I know in my own case, I think my house is worth more than it really is, because I love my house, but it's not worth what I think it is. So that must be an interesting conversation that you have, trying to help people establish value. Do you do that by showing them comps, or
Absolutely.
What's the process to help people determine what the right selling price is?
It's really a good education, right? You want to make sure that in every case you are understanding that this is their castle. You want to make sure that you address the items that need to be addressed that maybe they have overlooked over the years. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you have a good sense that this is their home, and you want to be cautious not to be talking down to them or making them feel uncomfortable. Of course, in any kind of a sales situation. But the best thing to do is to try to be as honest as you can, educate them with the comparable properties that are on the market or have recently sold, and come to an agreement that, this is the best way to move forward. Now, everyone has a different motivation. If they're being transferred and they've got to be across the country in a quick period of time, their motivation might be different than someone who's just thinking about, well, if I could sell my property, then I'll try to do that.
Understood. So there are some people that think they may want to sell their house, but they're not sure. If someone's not ready to list, but they just want to talk to you, get a feel for how long it takes to sell a house and how the process works. As I understand it, you welcome those type of phone calls.
All the time.
There's no obligation. If they just want to talk about maybe selling their house, that you welcome that conversation.
Absolutely. Those conversations we have on a weekly basis with people, and that consultation, like you said, is free. We always want to give them the best advice that we can so that in the future, listen, it's a big, it's a big thing in your life. Many times your home is your largest investment. You want to make sure that you do the right thing for those people. And we want to make sure as professionals that we give them good advice. And sometimes we have to bring in other professionals that maybe we need a painter to give them some advice on painting. Maybe we need the chimney guy to tell them, listen, this chimney really does need to be addressed. They haven't used their fireplace, so they forget about the chimney, for example. Or maybe they've had experienced water in the basement. Let's get that fixed.
So there's a whole lot of things that they don't think about, but you have a little checklist that you
Yes,
can
sir.
remind them how to get ready. Seems to me that if anybody's looking to buy or sell a home, that you're the guy to go to. And I really appreciate you coming in today. You've been very helpful to a lot of our clients, and all the advice you've given, I'm sure it's be very
Appreciate
helpful to our audience.
Yes.
So thanks again for
Thank
coming
you
in.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Nice seeing
Have a
you.
wonderful day.
You too.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.